What's up, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy, and before I get started into this video, I just wanted to give a disclaimer. Sorry about Friday's feature cards not being up this week. I honestly had like no time to film. Because I like to film them on Fridays because I play EDH. The nights before, so I get a lot of my inspiration of cards that I want to talk about then. So like I just had no time to film on Friday. I had work, and then I hung out with someone, and then I had to prepare for the PPTQ that was on yesterday, and on yesterday, Saturday, so I just realistically just didn't have any time to film. So sorry about that, but I'm doing this video today talking about getting into competitive Magic. If you haven't seen my first video, I would definitely recommend watching that because I talk a lot about the things about like leading up to this. But basically, to sum it up, I really just talked about in that video how I was really nervous for entering competitive Magic, and I went to a PPTQ on yesterday, Saturday, and I actually got into the top 8, and oh my gosh, I was so nervous. Like the night before, I had a difficult time falling asleep. I had work in the morning, like I had work at 6 a.m. and it was, that wasn't the issue. Like that wasn't, that was fine. I'm used to doing that, so that wasn't a really huge deal, but it was very nerve-wracking, and I was very nervous the whole time. And basically, I was just very nervous to get into competitive Magic to begin with. And I am really excited about this. Like, I can't believe that this is like happening. The whole day was just so surreal. So I'll kind of start from the beginning of the day. So I register and everything's fine, and I go to my first game, and I'm all like, okay, I'm probably gonna see like an Abzan deck or a Splinter Twin deck, something that I am very familiar with this deck list. And what do I see but a Soul Sisters deck? By the way, I'm gonna talk about a lot of deck lists. I'll try to link sample deck lists. Oh yeah, I'll link sample deck lists down below if you're just not familiar with what these decks do. But the whole thing of Soul Sisters is basically pops out cards like Sarah Ascendant, Soul's Attendant, and Soul Warden, and then pops out tokens, and runs things like Honor the Pure, and just gains a lot of life. So basically, we're starting off, and it's the first game, whatever, and second turn, I play a land. He goes first, so he plays, and he, you know, puts down his land and runs this card that I don't remember the name of, but it's basically like you reveal X white cards from your hand, you gain life equal to all of their converted mana cost. He gained 36 life on turn 2 of my first competitive Magic PPTQ. I was like, I am gonna lose so hard. How am I gonna survive this? I end up winning. I just had a lot of fires. I had at one point, I had like 4 spirits out. I had intangible virtue. I think I had 2 intangible virtues and Sorin, and I plus 1. I just was getting like, it was just awesome. And so I ended up winning, and I was like, wow, okay, you know, this was Soul Sisters, not the most popular deck, not something everyone's running, and, you know, whatever, it was a good game, it was close, like, oh my gosh, he, you know, whatever. So we played. Second game, I played against a deck called, I want to say it's called Gyro's Vengeance. I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, I'll link it down below. Moral of the story is it's a scary deck. It revolves around graveyard interaction, and it also revolves around popping out really big creatures like Griselbrand, drawing lots of cards, drawing your answers, drawing this one card that I can't remember the name of right now, but it's basically blue-green, and you discard a land. It deals 3 damage to target opponent, I think, or it's target creature or opponent, and basically he just did lots of damage. And so I don't remember if that was game 1 or 2, but it was very scary. And then I sideboarded in a card like Rest in Peace, which is very helpful. So yeah, I was playing against the deck, and the guy that I'm currently seeing was like, you're not gonna see that deck. And then, like, I ended up seeing the deck, and he was like, I'm so sorry, like, I totally should have prepared you for that matchup better. I was like, it's fine. I was like, I knew what I needed to sideboard in. I sideboarded in, like, 2 Rest in Peace and 2 Celestial Purges. Everything was fine. I won that game. And so I see him after, and he works at the card store that I go to, and I was like, I'm 2-0. And he's like, yeah, I know, like, that's great. And, so the third matchup I played, oh my gosh, I'm honestly trying to remember. Did I play against, was this one I played against the Delver deck? Honestly, I'm trying to remember the order that things happened, and yesterday was literally the most surreal day of my life, so like, I'm still blown away by it. So basically, then I played against, it was either Burn or Delver. I don't remember the order, but I played against both of them. So, my Delver game, I it was a deck list that I wasn't exactly expecting as well. I just assumed, honestly, everyone was playing Abzan. Like, that, in my head, everyone was playing the Abzan deck, and I actually didn't verse any, which was really interesting, but yeah, so, like, she was playing Abzan, and I was playing against a lady who's been on the Pro Tour, which was, like, oh my goodness, it was really intimidating, and I was like, wow, I'm playing against a girl. She was super great. She was very, very nice, and, we played, and, you know, I won, and, a lot of my games were, like, 2-1, so, like, I won, and, you know, running things like Snapcaster Mage, Cryptic Commands, Rest in Peace again was, like, my best friend. It was, like, the best card in my sideboard because it just did so much work in so many different matchups. So basically, she was playing the control matchup, whatever, and, won that game. Fourth game was a little bit rocky. Fourth game I was in a burn matchup. I have a very difficult burn matchup. My boyfriend has a goblin deck, beats me like every time basically, because burn is just too quick for me. My deck is quick. It could win minimum by turn 6, I think. I could probably do the math and figure out if I could win by turn 5, but I can win minimum turn 6, potentially. Of course, potentially this whole thing is very situational, but, so I played against burn. I was very, very nervous, and so we sit down, and the first thing he says to me is, I just saw your past couple matchups. I don't want to play against you. It was a huge compliment. It was like, wow, like, you've seen my deck, whatever. And, we played, and he drew a lot of lands the second and third game. He beat me, I think, the first game, and, he just drew a lot of lands, not a lot of answers. I had some hand destruction cards. I was running, Inquisitions of Kozilek. I took out Thoughtseizes against Burn because you can't really lose life against Burn. That's a really awful idea. So, he was drawing a lot of lands, so, I lost, and he was pretty rude to me, not gonna lie. Probably one of the few people that was outspoken, very rude. I'll get to the supportive part later, but yeah, so that was that fourth matchup. Fifth matchup, I played against Tron. Oh gosh, I got Tron so hard in one game. It was like El Schnorn was out, Iona was out, and I was just like, I can't, what am I supposed to do? So, I ended up winning. He had to mulligan to 5 at one point, and then in our, like, second or third game, I had a Stony Silence out, which really shuts down Tron. That card, again, is really, really strong in Affinity decks and in Tron decks. So that's the reason that I sideboarded in. And, yeah, it was a good card. So then I get to the top 8, and, I was the only person to go 5-0. I was the only person to go undefeated, so that was really crazy and really awesome. So I got into top 8, and then I drew with the last person that I played, so we didn't even play. It was great. I got food. I was, like, so hungry at this point, because when I'm nervous, I don't eat. So I didn't really eat that much, and I was, like, I had pretzels with me, and I literally had, like, 3 pretzels at a time, and then I, like, over the course of, like, the next hour, I had, like, 3 pretzels, because I was just not hungry, and I was, like, I knew I needed to eat a little bit, but I was overwhelmed, and I didn't want to eat that much, so, yeah, so then I drew, and then I got into the top 8. I actually played, when I got to the top 8, my first matchup, I played against, the girl that I played the Delver deck with, and she beat me. I was just not drawing well, and, like, that's a thing that is a very, very frustrating thing in Magic, right? When you do so well, and then you just stop drawing, and I was drawing a lot of lands, and it was really unfortunate, and it's not that I'm running too many lands in my deck. I'm running 20 lands in my deck. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. I do not have a full set of Marsh Flats, which deck thinning would be really relevant, and that would help, but I only have 1 right now, so, yeah, ideally that's something that I am going to get in the future, because I do need to get Marsh Flats. That's, like, really essential. Fetches are really good. So basically, we played, and, I lost. It was 1-2. I made a really big misplay. I had a Windburst Kites under, I had a Sorin, probably could have won. I don't want to say I definitely could have won, because I never know what the person has in their hand, and I hate saying that. Like, I would have had you if, like, no, I don't know how the game would have played out if that would have happened, so. If I'd drawn better, I don't know how the game would have happened, you know? But, yeah, it was close. I made a misplay. Listen, I was very calm about it. I was like, listen, it happens, whatever. Whatever. It's a misplay. What am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna be upset? Okay, I can be upset, but it doesn't change the fact that I misplayed, and I learned. I learned a lot from it. I was not careful. The nervous thing, you know, I have to say, me being nervous really didn't stop me from playing the game, and it really didn't stop me from making my moves. Really, it didn't. So, listen, I got tied for 5th through 8th. People were like, this is your first tournament, and I was like, yeah. And it was just crazy. Like, I had just the most supportive group of people behind me, and my boyfriend was really great, and, like, he was He was great. So, like, he was, like, bragging to his coworkers about me. He had, like, people, like, tell him, like, give him, like, the highlights. Like, wow, look what Tracy did. And, like, all this cool stuff. It was great. It was, like, it was just really awesome. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, and then I have, this one guy who works there who plays competitive Magic was helping me out. And one of my good friends, Justin, was really great, and we went, and, he was playing Affinity, and, yeah, it was, like, I had a great supportive group of people. The thing that I think really overwhelms me the most is, obviously, you know, there's some people who are like, yes, I am definitely gonna do well with my deck, and I'm not one of those people. Regardless, even when I was at 4-0 and I was getting attention from people, I was not like, psh, yeah, man, I got this is an easy matchup. Man, I hope I never get like that, because I really just try to be level-headed, and I really try not to be cocky. Like, I really don't feel like I'm like that as a person, and I don't feel like I'm like that in Magic. I try to be very calm when I play, and I try to be very, like, open and honest, like, that was close, or you had me scared. I've said that to, like, so many people. I was like, wow, Tron's a deck that scares me, like, freaks me out, or I have an awful burn matchup. Like, I'll say things like that. I don't care. Like, you know what? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, why do I have to act like I'm so, I don't know where I was going with the thought. We're just gonna scratch that, because I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I started getting attention from people, and, I was not expecting that at all. It was something that, you know, I watched quite a bit of competitive Magic, and it's always been something that, like, you know, when you're playing Magic, there's going to be people who their games have finished early, their opponent didn't show up so they had to buy, or there's just people lingering around and they want to watch your game. I completely understand that, but I wasn't expecting people to do that with me, and it really freaked me out. I was not expecting it, and it didn't make me play worse. That wasn't the thing. It was a weird sensation, and I really wasn't expecting that. And I just wasn't expecting attention, and someone said, they're like, you know, your name's gonna be, like, on the internet, like, you know, your name is gonna be like, wow, this girl who's never been to a tournament got 5-0, only person undefeated, whatever. And, you know, like I said, I did have a couple people that were a little bit rude. Like, I had people be like, tokens kind of thing. I had some people be like, well, I didn't know how to sideboard against your deck. It's like, actually, quite a few people run anything like Anger of the Gods, Pyroclasm, Damnation, what's the white one that a lot of people run that's Wrath of God? I was like, people run that in their sideboard. Like, that's not even just a good card against me, it's a good card in, like, a lot of matchups. Anything that produces a lot of creatures. So, don't give me that whole attitude about that, you know, and it's definitely, like, people blaming something on the fact that, like, I was playing black-white tokens, which is not one of the most popular decks in Modern. I was the only person in the store playing it. So don't give me that. Don't give me that whole, like, well, whatever, you know. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, then afterwards I actually went to Modern Winnabox, which I didn't do so great at. Honestly, I was really tired. Like I said, I got like 5.5 hours of sleep the night before, and the night before that I got like 4. It was pretty miserable. So I was really tired, and I had a lot of fun, and you know, it was a really great experience, and I don't even want to say I wasn't playing good Magic. I had really tough matchups. I had a Splinter Twin matchups. Splinter Twin really scares me. I sideboard in a lot for Splinter Twin. Like, I think I sideboarded in like 7 out of my 15 cards on my sideboard. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I played against Malira. I won against Malira, but it was very scary. Yeah, but yeah, like, this whole thing has been, like, really, really crazy, and, like, I'm really excited, and I'm really happy, and, like, I'm really just gonna try to ignore, like, the negativity, because that's just, like, not even worth it. And it's, like, again, people were just kind of blaming it on the fact, like, oh, we don't know this girl, we don't know her deck, she's a new face, whatever, you know? I was like, whatever, like, this is my first tournament, and this is how I did deal with it, you know? But yeah, that was kind of my whole experience yesterday, and it was really crazy, and I really hope to go to more competitive Magic events in the future. I'm actually building another Modern deck. I will link it down below. It's going to be Modern Merfolk. Really excited. It's actually not that expensive too. If you're looking for a budget deck, Merfolk is a good one to get into, or even Black-White Tokens. My Black-White Tokens deck is like 300. That's not bad at all for a Modern deck. Most Modern decks are like $500, $600. So, but yeah, I'm building that. I'm splashing green for Collected Company. It's gonna be a good day. I'm really excited. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got about this whole topic. That was my whole kind of experience yesterday. I think that was all I wanted to say. Yeah. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day / night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you later. Bye!